Hello, I'm Chuck Neff.
And I'm Dana Eubanks. We'll be your film host for today's meeting.
For your meeting today, we have developed a format that we think will be valuable, informative, and entertaining. Presenting your 1987 Oldsmobile product and selling information in a form that will help you sell more effectively and enjoy the results of winner takes all.
A couple of weeks ago, you received at your dealership a personal copy of the 1987 Oldsmobile Product Information Guide to help you study and prepare for this meeting, and to provide you with a source of product information and specifications for reference throughout the year. The Oldsmobile product information in the booklet is organized around the Oldsmobile 7-step feature presentation and designed to help you develop your personal presentation suited to your own selling style. We hope you've taken the opportunity to study the booklet because it contains more product features, benefits, and specifications than we can possibly cover today.
So for today, we'll assume that you have reviewed the material in the booklet and we'll expand it into the selling arena. First, we'll look at the buyer profiles that each Oldsmobile car line is targeted to. We'll consider what these buyers want and expect from the cars they buy, and what competitive makes and models represent the strongest competition. Then we'll hear from buyers of competitive models, answering questions about their purchase and why they bought the cars they did. Through the use of Oldsmobile and General Motors market surveys and actual telephone interviews, we have constructed composite models of typical buyers of competitive cars. We've hired actors to bring these buyers to life. Their responses to the questions put to them are from real buyers, and will provide you with valuable insight into the buying motivations of your prospects and potential owners. Finally, a zone representative will answer their responses, pointing out the features and benefits of the competitive Oldsmobile model that will meet and exceed the buyer's expectation. Let's begin with the 1987 Firenza.
With its sporty style and performance, plus the improvements for 1987, Firenza is just the right Oldsmobile to be aimed at this youthful market, with buyers ranging in age from 25 to 44. 42% of Firenza buyers are college graduates, the highest for any Oldsmobile. And its subcompact size, economy, and styling are very appealing to women, who account for nearly half of Firenza prospects and buyers. Currently, 51% of Firenza buyers trade in a GM vehicle, 30% another domestic make, and 13% an import. As you no doubt know, a large portion of this group of car buyers drive imports and represent an excellent opportunity for conquest sales. The Toyota Corolla and Nissan Sentra are big sellers in this market segment. Let's listen to our competitive buyers and find out why. When asked why they bought the Corolla and Sentra, here's the answers they gave.
I seem pretty happy with my Corolla. I wanted a Celica, but the Corolla was more in my price range. Why did I buy it? As I mentioned earlier, I liked the price, and with my budget, I wanted good fuel economy.
As you can see, economy is a big factor in the buying motivation for buyers of these cars. Economy of the initial price and economy of operation. Competitive salespeople know this and concentrate a lot of their effort explaining not only the EPA numbers, but the engineering behind them. Asked if she considered an Oldsmobile, a Corolla buyer responded,
Oldsmobile? Nah. I didn't think I could afford an Oldsmobile. When I went shopping, I pretty much decided I had to go with an import. I didn't know Oldsmobile made a car like this.
What do they like? Serviceability and quality service. A car that's fun to drive and one that looks good while you're doing it. Add that to a car that's easy on the pocketbook to buy and drive, and you're describing the 1987 Firenza. Here's your zone representative to tell you why and what you have to sell to these prospects. Firenza, a small Oldsmobile with sporty looks that's fun to drive with precise handling and maneuverability. A practical car that's easy on the pocketbook. Add to that description classic styling and upscale sophistication, a touch of class, and you have Calais, Oldsmobile's sophisticated lady with street smarts.
Like Firenza, the Calais target buyers are youthful, 25 to 44. But these are the upscale buyers, college graduates with above-average incomes. 57% of them are women, the highest for any Oldsmobile. 41% of the buyers are single, also the highest for any Oldsmobile. And 43% of them are under 35, the most youthful Oldsmobile buyers. Image and style are important buying factors for the people in this group. As with a good suit of clothes, this buying group looks for a car that will make a positive image statement. 57% of these buyers trade in a GM vehicle, but Calais is the first Oldsmobile for 64% of the buyers. 24% trade in other domestic makes, and 18% owned imports before buying Calais, the highest import penetration for any Oldsmobile. While Calais is an excellent conquest competitor for the imports and can stand up to them feature for feature with Oldsmobile quality, there's one particular domestic model that offers strong competition, most notably the Chrysler LeBaron GTS. Listen to what our LeBaron GTS buyer had to say.
Yeah, I shopped around. I wanted to buy an American-made car, so I looked at Chevy and Olds, but I picked the LeBaron GTS. I think it has great styling. You know what I mean? It has class, but it's sporty too. And my girlfriend likes it. I'll tell you what, it'll kick you in the back a little bit when you get on it. And the corner's great. I like that. I guess I'd have to say that driving the GTS is enjoyable. Yeah, it's fun. Another thing I like is the warranty. You know, the 550? And the price was right, especially when you look at what an Audi or a BMW goes for.
So, how does the Calais stack up against this kind of competition? Here's your zone representative with the 1987 Calais features and benefits that make it a strong contender in the upscale youthful market segment. Oldsmobile's sophisticated lady with street smarts has everything that you need to help you capture your share of the upscale youthful market in your area and help you continue to add to your file of loyal Oldsmobile owners who will be repeat buyers and excellent sources for referrals. Dana?
Speaking of loyal owners, the Cutlass Sierra is Oldsmobile's strongest and most broad-based nameplate and is making more Oldsmobile friends than any model in the Oldsmobile lineup. It is the Oldsmobile that will keep bringing them back year after year. With its popular appeal, the Cutlass Sierra is targeted toward a broad base of buyers ranging in age from 25 to 54. College graduates with above-average incomes, your solid middle America families, with the exclusive Cutlass Coupe for the youthful buyer. 68% of today's Cutlass Sierra buyers are previous owners. 30% of those are repeat Oldsmobile buyers, often trading in another Cutlass. 20% previously owned another domestic make, and 11% crossover from imports. On the domestic side, strong competition is being generated by the new Ford Taurus and Mercury Sable, and the Nissan Maxima represents the most typical import competitor. Our Taurus owner is a female sales representative in her mid-30s, intelligent, confident, and successful in her career. She represents the growing and important female market that directly accounts for approximately 40% of all car sales today. When asked if she shopped around before she bought, she answered,
I did my shopping before I went to a dealership. I read the consumer reports, checked magazine ads, pretty much decided what I wanted. It came down to the Taurus and one other make. A friend of mine picked up a couple brochures for me so I could make my own comparison. I might as well tell you, shopping for a car is not always a very pleasant experience for a single female. A lot of dealerships don't know that it's 1986. When I went to the other dealership, the salesman in the showroom acted like I wasn't even there. When I finally did talk with someone, I knew more about the car than he did. At least the Ford salesperson was a little better. He knew about his car and answered most of my questions. To make a long story short, I bought the Taurus and I've been happy with it.
I hope none of you were the other salesman who passed up an opportunity with this buyer to sell her the competitive features and outstanding value of a Cutlass Sierra and make her a loyal owner. When asked what she liked about her Taurus, here's what she states.
It has all the features I want at a reasonable price. Things like power windows, seats, door locks, you know, the convenience items. I really like the keyless entry system. Oh, and I especially like the flat trunk floor. It has a lot of room. The car drives well and it handles easily. I like its high-tech style. Kind of reminds me of an Audi 5000.
That Taurus buyer has an important message for all of us. We'll talk more about her and the many more buyers like her a little later in the meeting. But let's look for a minute at our Nissan Maxima buyer.
I did shop around, but mainly for other import vehicles. I wanted a sharp car, and I thought with an import I could get more for my money. I'm very pleased with what I paid for my Maxima. Price was a top consideration, but so was quality also. Nissan has a very good reputation, and the salesperson did give me confidence in the Maxima. He said people he sold Maximas to had good luck. Of course, I like to drive. I was very pleased with Maxima's pickup and handling. It's got guts, and it handles nicely. When you turn a corner, it feels good.
Okay, let's go now to the zone representative and see what the 1987 Cutlass Sierra has to say about all this. Cutlass Sierra, today's most popular Oldsmobile, is sure to be the winner again in 1987.
But popularity is no stranger to the name Cutlass. The Cutlass Supreme has been bringing him back year after year, and 1987 promises to be no exception. Today, 33% of all Cutlass Supreme sales come from Cutlass Supreme owners. They just love the car. And who can blame them? The car has everything that the wide range of Cutlass Supreme buyers want, and then some. Classic styling, luxury, practical fuel efficiency, traditionally high resale, a great value for the money. And with the 442 back in the lineup, exciting performance for the enthusiast. The strong competition for Cutlass Supreme is from other domestic makes, like the Ford Thunderbird. Here's what our Thunderbird owner has to say about her car.
Why did I buy a Thunderbird? Styling. That's mostly why I bought it. And besides, the price was reasonable. The road test was fun. The Thunderbird's a fun car to drive, and I like to drive. It's my escape from all of this. I also like Thunderbird's handling. It's sporty and smooth riding. These things also impressed me. Oh, I did go to a few other dealers, but I was pretty sure that I wanted a Thunderbird. I looked at a Cougar and a Cutlass, but not too seriously.
While styling is the #1 reason customers list for buying the Thunderbird, price is by far the first reason owners give for buying the Chevrolet Caprice Classic. And although it's a larger car than the Cutlass Supreme sedan, it does compete because many of these buyers consider full-size and mid-size cars interchangeably. Here are the responses of the typical Caprice buyer.
The Caprice Classic was an excellent value. That's why I bought it. It's well equipped and offers excellent seating comfort and a very smooth ride. Considering the price, I'm well pleased. The fuel economy was an extra benefit. I drive a bit, and the improved gasoline mileage, well, it keeps my expenses down. And that's important since I own my own company. The dealer is close to my office, and I think that'll be helpful. I did look around a little at Buick LeSabre, but it's a GM, and Chevy always has the best price. At least, that's my opinion.
With its history of popularity and with its outstanding features and value, the 1987 Cutlass Supreme is able to compete very effectively with these types of buyers. Here's your zone representative with the reasons why. For mid-size buyers in 1987, Cutlass Supreme offers the pride of driving Oldsmobile's classic style leader with traditional V8 performance.
Station wagon buyers have special needs, and no matter what their market profile happens to be, Oldsmobile has an Oldsmobile Cruiser to fill the bill. No matter what the need, there is an Oldsmobile Cruiser to carry the day. The Firenza Cruiser combines sporty styling, compact economy and efficiency, and spirited performance with station wagon utility. Its outstanding features include a one-piece tailgate for ease of loading, front-wheel drive and all-season steel-belted tires for handling, and an improved 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine with electronic fuel injection for performance plus economy. On the other end of the spectrum, the Custom Cruiser has a whopping 87.2 cubic feet of cargo space for those big loads, or an available fold-down third seat to accommodate 8 people. Plus, all the comfort, luxury, and performance your customers would expect from a full-size Oldsmobile. The big news in cruisers for 1987 is the addition of the Cutlass Sierra Brougham Cruiser, 2-seat wagon to the lineup. This new Brome cruiser will provide your customers with the mid-size luxury and convenience features normally only available in the Cutlass Sierra Brome Coupe and Sedan. These include a 55-45 divided front bench seat, lower body side moldings, new composite headlamps, and convenience group lighting package, all standard. An illuminated visor vanity mirror and exterior opera lamp are available options. The Cutlass Sierra Brome is a welcome addition to the Oldsmobile Cruiser lineup for 1987. Now, Chuck, I think it's time for a break. So we'll ask everyone to be back here in his or her seat in 15 minutes. Thank you.
Welcome back. I hope that all of you had a chance to stretch and become alert, because we've got a lot more interesting material for you. And the big quiz will be coming up a little later. So get ready. Here we go. Dana?
The Delta 88 and the sporty Delta 88 Coupe add a touch of luxury and excitement to the confidence one gets from owning a full-size Oldsmobile. The Delta 88 is an Oldsmobile owner's Oldsmobile. They just wouldn't have it any other way. Just look at these numbers. 82% are previous GM owners, including 56% Oldsmobile owners. And look at this. 36% trade in a used Delta 88 for a new one. Talk about repeat buyers. Your Delta 88 owners are one of your best sources for Oldsmobile sales in 1987. But that doesn't mean you should ignore the competition. Delta 88 is the right car for the mature, full-size buyer in the 45 to 65-year age range, as well as the younger 35 to 54-year-old group. Well-educated, with above-average incomes, these drivers appreciate the choice of the rich sedan or the sporty coupe. Delta 88's non-GM competition includes the Chrysler Fifth Avenue and the Ford Crown Victoria. Our Fifth Avenue buyer has this to say.
Why I picked the Chrysler Fifth Avenue? I'd have to say the warranty. $550? I want to keep the car for a while. Oh, and it's got the big car styling that I like. I especially like the wire wheels. And price. You know that some of the cars I looked at cost almost $20,000? Well, that's a little bit too rich for my blood. And the salesman said that it had good fuel economy, and he took the time to point out the quality workmanship. Oh, yeah, I did some comparison shopping. I looked at Cadillac, Buick Electra, Delta 88. But the Fifth Avenue had the warranty I liked, and the price.
Fifth Avenue buyers do tend to shop around and consider two other makes before they make their buying decision. So do Ford Crown Victoria buyers, whose second choice is most frequently a Delta 88. What is it that attracts the Crown Victoria buyer? Listen.
I did look at the Delta 88 and I thought it was a nice car, but I picked the Crown Victoria. I had an LTD and I guess that had something to do with it. When it came right down to it, I liked the price of the Crown Victoria. And considering all the equipment it had, it seemed to be the best buy for me. You understand? I always bought a big car, and the best thing about the Crown Victoria is its smooth ride and big interior. The seats are comfortable and there's plenty of room. I don't like to feel all cramped. And another thing, the dealership, well, it's close to the house. And so far, I've had pretty good luck with their service.
Aside from price, smooth ride and interior comfort are big pluses with Crown Victoria buyers. And these are solid Delta 88 qualities. Let's call on the zone representative to give us a full update on the 1987 Delta 88.
years, competitive drivers have staked their lives on their safety equipment. A violent, twisting crash like this would be fatal without helmets, roll bars, and seat belts. The proof of their value is the driver's survival. To get detailed information about saving lives, the safety engineers at the Transportation Research Center in East Liberty, Ohio, use specially designed crash dummies. Each is equipped with electronic sensors for monitoring the effects of an accident on the human body. Because dummies can be assembled from a variety of parts, it's possible to simulate people of different sizes and ages. Each component must be sturdy enough to withstand rigorous testing. To be sure a dummy's electronic equipment will accurately record the force of a collision, the researchers tested with a controlled impact. Preparing the dummies is only the first step. The crash cars must also be elaborately prepared. A collision takes only a fraction of a second, but this instrumentation will record an immense amount of data in that moment. The dummies have jointed metal skeletons, and their weight is distributed much as if they were made of flesh and blood. Their position and posture can be made to duplicate real people. During the impact of a crash, they will move just as live subjects would. Masks assure a record of the facial cuts caused by the impact. Slow-motion cameras will help analyze the nearly instant but complex event about to occur. This car will be the target, and this one will be hurtled into it by a high-speed cable.
That got changed back to 804.
As the countdown approaches, everything is controlled with the precision and thoroughness associated with a space launch.
Okay, Paul. This is a 56-mile-an-hour test. We're ready to run. Dean, are you clear? This is a run.
Tests like this make it clear that what seems to be one crash is really two. The second collision happens when the driver or the passenger hits some object inside the car, like the steering wheel or the windshield. This second collision is the one that kills. Without seatbelts, riders are helpless victims of the second collision. Can be fatal, even at 21 miles an hour. seat belts, the second collision doesn't happen. The riders are spared lacerating injuries or death. One test reveals how an unbelted passenger can cost 2 lives. Even in a parked car, children without seat belts are tragically vulnerable. Small children should be protected with special safety seats. Failing that, though, adult-sized belts can make a vital difference. No matter how well made, no crash dummy acts exactly like a human volunteer. That's why these German tests were particularly valuable to scientists studying whiplash. Another series of tests produced even more dramatic results. Researchers wanted to prove the effectiveness of seat belts under actual conditions. The only safety equipment used in any of these tests was the one routinely installed in almost all cars: seat belts. The evidence provided by these tests is conclusive. Seatbelts save lives. All you have to do is use them.
A very impressive film, one that graphically demonstrates the value of seatbelts. And the Delta 88 passive restraint system buckles you up every time you get into the car.
It is important that you demonstrate the automatic seatbelts properly to every Delta 88 Royale Coupe and Calais Coupe prospect and buyer, and encourage them to use the seatbelt system. The automatic seatbelts are attached to the front doors at 2 points, and to the floor through the seat at a 3rd point. The belts automatically adjust for opening and closing of the doors by means of an inertial locking retractor in the door. When driver or front seat passenger enter the car and close the door, they are automatically belted in. There is an emergency release mechanism at the point where the belts are attached to the seat. This allows the occupant to release the restraint system if the door cannot be opened following an accident. The introduction of automatic seatbelt systems gives you a unique opportunity to encourage seatbelt use with your customers. So remember, every car equipped with the system must be delivered with the automatic seatbelts latched and functional as automatic restraints. The system should be demonstrated to every prospect during the selling procedure and again to every owner at delivery. And every Oldsmobile prospect and owner you see should be encouraged to wear seatbelts regardless of the model they purchase.
With solid owner loyalty behind you, 1987 is the year to reach out with the Delta 88 Royale sedan and the sporty Delta 88 Coupe and build an even broader base of loyal Oldsmobile owners from the ranks of the competition. Chuck?
Dana, when they're ready to move up, successful Delta 88 owners are also great prospects for the uncompromising luxury of the Oldsmobile 98. The Olds 98 Regency is aimed at the affluent, mature buyer, ranging from 45 to 64 years of age. These buyers are conservative, with a desire to wear their success tastefully. The Olds 98 is just the right automotive suit of clothes to do the job. At mid-year, Oldsmobile will introduce the 98 touring sedan designed for a bit younger market and to conquest the crossover European buyer. Without doubt, your strongest competition for the 98 comes from the GM sister division luxury cars. However, the Lincoln Town Car has been strong with some buyers. Here are some of the reasons why.
I picked the Lincoln Town Car mainly for its ride. I love the big car ride. Smooth, even-tempered, no surprises. Other things I buy a car for are seating comfort. I'm a big guy. I need a lot of room. Also, quality of workmanship. Dependability are important. Oh, I don't like garages. No, I've got too many other things to do. It's styling. It's good for my image. You know, my clients. I think it's got classic lines. Impressive. Olds 98? The only other car I looked at was the Cadillac. Do you know, the Lincoln salesman called me for an appointment? How about that? When was the last time you had a car salesman call you for an appointment, huh?
The top reasons Lincoln Town Car buyers give for buying the car: smoothness of ride, seating comfort, quality of workmanship, exterior styling, and dependability are all great 98 features. And at mid-year, the 98 touring car will give you ammunition against the European imports, represented by the BMW 325e buyer.
I only shopped for European imports, Audi and the small Mercedes. I think a big factor was BMW's reputation for resale value. It has really quite a record in that department, you know. Other reasons why I bought it? Well, engineering, quality construction. The BMW is built to the highest standards. All the car magazines will tell you that. The salesman backed it up by showing me. I was sold on the test drive. It has plenty of power, and it has responsive steering. The way the car handles is just great. Sometimes I feel like a race car driver. It's a great car, and it's not bad for my image.
Once again, here's the zone representative with the facts about the 1987 98 Regency and touring car.